Allá abajo, mi amor. So this Sabbath, the children have been learning about India, and I'm very thankful that these children are so open to learning different languages. They're going to be singing Silent Night for you again today, but this time they are going to be singing it also in Hindi. And this song, we really like this song because we were listening to a documentary about this song and how it was written and its origins. And this is one of those songs that is a song well known worldwide in every language, in every culture. And even in times of distress and war had been set aside for a moment to where this song has been sung and brought peace in a time of war between soldiers who are on opposing battle lines. So it's such a special song to learn about. So we hope you enjoy Silent Night and that you receive a blessing. breaking a bad habit. Hungby started smoking when he was 12 years old, and it was kind of accidental, sort of. He had tried his very first cigarette during the summertime when he was on vacation at his vacation home in northeastern India. The village was high up in the mountains, and the weather was really cold that summer. You know, in the mountains, even if it's summertime, it's not that warm. So he was hanging out with some of his friends in an abandoned hut. And one of his friends, called Luik Lung, he was kind of a troublemaker. And so Luik Lung, he had a cigarette, and he told Hungby, you know what? It's really cold. If you just smoke, it'll keep you warm. So Hungby didn't really think about it twice. He just took the cigarette, and at first when he tasted it, he's like, this tastes awful. Why would anybody want to smoke? But he didn't want to feel left out, so he pretended like he was smoking, but he wasn't really inhaling the smoke. And so time passed, and a week later, Hungby went out to a picnic with 5 of his friends. When they reached the picnic area and they started hanging out and eating, Hungby looked around and he saw that everybody around him was smoking. And he felt kind of left out again. And you know, at that age, kids feel like they need to fit in. So he remembered, oh, that thing tastes so ugly, but I don't want to be the only one not smoking. So he asked one of his friends for a cigarette, and he said, well, I'm going to pretend to smoke so that I don't cough and look like I don't know how to smoke. So he started pretending like he was smoking, lit it, and wasn't really inhaling much of it. But this kept going on for a couple of weeks, and soon he was not pretending anymore. He got used to the taste, he got used to the smell, and it wouldn't make him cough anymore. After the summer vacation ended, Hungby went to Dimapur to live with his sister. He was going to study at an Adventist school, and he was to stay with her, and she was going to help him pay for a little bit of his studies and his expenses so that he could attend school there. Well, at the Adventist school, he made new friends. Some of these friends were not Adventist friends, and so they invited him to smoke, and he joined them. But at school, during his classes, he started learning that smoking was bad for his health, and that eventually it would kill you, and it was addicting, and it was affecting a lot of parts of his life. He started noticing that he was addicted. Anytime he didn't have it, he started feeling nervous and just sick, and so he had to smoke. Hungby started using his lunch money that his sister had been giving him to buy cigarettes. And he was starving pretty much because he couldn't go without his cigarettes, so he would decide to go without food. This started taking a toll, and one day, one of his Adventist friends caught him smoking. And this friend went quickly and told the dean of students and the principal. And they came, and of course, Hungby got in trouble, and they took his cigarettes away. And even though he got a little bit upset at his friend truthfully was trying to help him out. So the dormitory dean told him, look, you can't smoke here. You cannot. It is against the rules and it's bad for you, and God doesn't want you to do that. But we're here willing to help you, and anytime that you feel tempted, I want you to pray. And if you feel like you're still tempted and you don't have the strength, I want you to come to me. I will help you. So that day, the dormitory dean sat with him, and they both prayed together. And he felt better after that. He liked praying, and he felt like God had really helped him. So anytime he felt after that he had the craving and the urge to smoke, he would go and pray. Or he would find the dormitory dean and tell him, please, I need help. I'm struggling. So he started improving, and he started gaining weight too, because now he could use his lunch money to eat. And so he started finding that he could pray on the roof of the dorm. So he would climb up there and he would pray, and it was very quiet, and he was alone, and he was able to pour out his heart to God. And God helped him to be able to overcome his addiction. He says that he still struggles sometimes. He thinks about it and sometimes is tempted, but it's much easier for him now to be able to set that thought aside and to be able to pray it through or ask his Adventist friends or his dormitory dean for help. And so he is very thankful for having been taken to this school where he was taught to pray, taught to trust in God, and taught that God can give you victory over your addictions and your problems. And that dorm that he is now living in, that dorm was built by our 13th Sabbath offerings a couple of years ago. And so they're thanking us for our 13th Sabbath offerings that we sent years ago. And they also, the girls' dorm also that is there today, that is also one of our 13th Sabbath projects. And they say thank you for all of the money that was sent to help them with that project. And as we know, this quarter, we're also going to be helping build more schools so that more kids like this young man can learn about Jesus and can have victory over their troubles and all of the things that we learned. The youth in India, they face so many horrible things, everything from witchcraft to addictions, and it is a really difficult world for them in India. So our offerings will help those young people to learn about Jesus and be set free from all of these things that burden them and they're enslaved to. So we thank you so much for your offerings that you give this quarter. And later we're going to tell you how much the kids raised for this quarter. Right now we're going to go ahead and the children are going to sing "We Are His Hands." We're trying to raise a little army of missionaries for Jesus. So they're going to be singing to you, "We Are His Hands."